The role of Ptolemy in the construction of ancient Masonic mysteries by Past Master Mchenry. Ptolemy was a famous astronomer, mathematician, and geographer who lived in the 2nd century CE in Alexandria, Egypt. He is best known for his work on the Almagest, a comprehensive treatise on the structure and motion of the celestial spheres, which remained the authoritative source of astronomical knowledge for over 1,000 years. But Ptolemy was also interested in other fields of knowledge, such as astrology, music, optics, and geography. He wrote several books on these topics, some of which have survived to this day. One of the most intriguing aspects of Ptolemy's legacy is his possible connection to the ancient Masonic Mysteries, a set of esoteric teachings and practices that were allegedly transmitted by the builders of the pyramids and temples in Egypt and other ancient civilizations. According to some historians and Masonic scholars, Ptolemy was initiated into these mysteries and incorporated some of their secrets into his works. They claim that Ptolemy's writings contain hidden symbols, codes, and references that reveal his Masonic affiliation and knowledge. For example, some argue that Ptolemy's use of the term harmonics to describe the mathematical ratios of musical intervals is a clue that he was familiar with the Pythagorean doctrine of the harmony of the spheres, which was also a core concept of the Masonic Mysteries. Others point out that Ptolemy's description of the geocentric model of the universe, in which the Earth is surrounded by concentric spheres carrying the planets and stars, is a symbolic representation of the Masonic cosmology, in which the Earth is the center of a hierarchy of spiritual realms. Still, others suggest that Ptolemy's choice of 48 constellations to map the sky is a reference to the 48 laws or principles that govern the Masonic order. However, scholars and historians do not universally accept these claims. Some argue that there is no conclusive evidence that Ptolemy was a member of any Masonic organization or that he had access to any secret knowledge. They contend that Ptolemy's works are based on his own observations and calculations, as well as on the sources and traditions that were available to him at his time and place. They assert that Ptolemy's terminology and concepts are consistent with the scientific and philosophical views of his era and culture, and that any resemblance to the Masonic mysteries is coincidental or superficial. I find in my independent study many writings backing Ptolemy's involvement with the cults and priests in Egypt. We see evidence of the growth of cults, to Osiris, Isis, and Horus, temple statues, the offering of animal mummies, the creation of reliefs and busts, and the public celebration of festivals. As is expected when two cultures collide, the Ptolemies forced some of their own practices of worship in Egypt. Ptolemy forced the Egyptian priest and idol makers to create a new god, Serapis, a combination of Egyptian and Greek gods, and dogma followed, in an attempt to blend elements of both Greek and Egyptian religion so that the Ptolemies might gain acceptance as rulers. To further this goal, the Ptolemies also adopted the tradition of declaring themselves living gods. The debate over Ptolemy's role in the construction of the ancient Masonic mysteries is still ongoing and may never be resolved. It reflects the enduring fascination and curiosity that people have for both Ptolemy's achievements and for the mysterious origins and teachings of the Masons. It also illustrates the challenges and limitations of interpreting historical texts and sources, especially when they deal with topics that are obscure or controversial. Ultimately, it is up to each reader and researcher to decide whether Ptolemy was a master builder or a master observer, or perhaps both. Let's get to the light.